Geez, here's another one. How do you stay positive having seen the absolute worst in humanity?
Oh, man. Easy. I have a beautiful brunette. I'm going to do a huge alliteration here. Beautiful brunette, busty babe that's banging in a bikini that will drink bourbon with me.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So, yeah. I have heard kids and women scream that I threw a grenade into the room that they're having their dad shoot from. Get nightmares from it. Yeah, I've seen donkeys go down wells because the village lied to us. Yeah, I've watched bombs get dropped on entire villages where I knew that there are people, like, not bad people. They were good people near bad people, and watched all the buildings crumble. I love life. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love a sunset. I appreciate art. I play the piano. I wish I could appreciate beer. I don't have a palate for it. But like everything about life is that much sweeter because I know how nasty and ugly it is. And if at any point I forgot why I fight, and I forgot what right was, and I forgot what humanity is, I'm done. The moment where I was like, I want to go kill something. I'm good at it. I'm good at war. There's nothing else I'm good at. And there's that temptation, because you're good at something, you want to go do more of it, to go and spend time doing that. If I ever had that realization that I'm actually doing that, I'm done. I'd turn my gun in. I'd go be a salesman. I'd sell Kias. I don't care. Not that I'm talking smack about Kias. Or a Hyundai, whatever.
And this is a subject that comes up that I think people want to understand in the civilian world. And you've definitely nailed a perspective that I think most guys feel. And I would say on top of that is that war, while it does expose you to the worst part of humanity, in my mind, forever, I don't think I will ever see anything as moving or as beautiful as men rolling out into a horrible place day after day, night after night, risking their lives directly, indirectly, for their country, for the civilians that are there that they're trying to protect, and for each other.
Yeah.
And to go to memorial service after memorial service and realize that these are, and again, I always try to remind everybody that listens to this that when I say memorial service, I'm not talking about a dog tag and some body in a uniform. I'm talking about a kid. I'm talking about a person. And a person that sacrificed everything in everything they are, and everything they ever will be. And so, yes, war will show you the worst part of humanity, but that right there is an incredible part of humanity. And I don't care about the politics of it, and I don't care about any of that, but you're talking about men that will give their lives for their friends.
Yeah.
And when I have that in the back of my mind, then that makes it very easy for me to stay positive and very easy for me to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do my damnedest today to live a good life, and do some good things and try and honor those guys. So I don't think war makes you worse. I think war makes you better.
Those services, those memorials, they're not like just some dude. Had a young SF guy die, and his wife was like, why don't you bring him back to me? Do you know what it's like to lose him? Do you know what we had? You didn't know him. And I was like, bitch, please. I didn't. I sat there and took it,
Of course.
Like, what do you think we sit there and talk about as we're staring at a tree for 12 hours? Yeah. I know what your farts smell like, woman. I know what his favorite panties were on you. I know every single kid, name of your kids, when their birthday is. You think you know him better than I know him? How much time did you spend with him in the past 5 years? Day and night, 60 hours straight, taking his blood, being covered in it. Like, we know, like, this isn't just some memorial, these sacrifices that you're talking about. Yeah. This is a different level of, we talk about intimacy, the brothers, and when we say it's about the dude standing next to us, it's not just some dude. It's not some cliche line in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, these are dudes, when we say would die for him, it's for a reason. It's because we've never known somebody that close and never will forever. And they're the best dudes on the planet. Yeah. You're right over there, Uncle Charlie.
It's getting heavy for sure. But I'm kind of used to it, though. For sure, used to it.
Dude, when he starts talking, I'm just like, what is the next word? There's too much space because I can't take it anymore. Shit, dude.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring it back to a little bit. I won't say a lighter question, but a little bit of an easier question. If a non-fighter wants to learn physical self-defense, where and how can they start?
First of all, in your head, stop calling yourself a non-fighter. Whatever that is. Every dude that comes out of the vagina, in my opinion, has the capability to be a fighter if he just so chooses to be. And I think every dude is a fighter. So first, turn the switch on, stop being a pussy. All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's actually a factual information.
Yeah, that's
human
actually a
beings
good
are predators. We're predators. Yeah, we've got
these right here.
The eyes. Our eyes are in the front of our head, right?
Not on the top or the side.
Yeah, they're not on the side over here. We're watching out for the attacker.
We're the predators.
We're the predator.
Yeah.
So you are correct.
I can't see right here. I can't even see what's right here.
Yeah.
Turn my head.
So yeah, that's okay. That's good. Start with a mindset. Where are you going from there?
So you're asking the question. It's really, to me, just a choice. Anything's better than nothing. And then of the whatever that anything is, then there's degrees of better. I don't think there's like a right or a wrong. You could do Krav Maga. You could do Muay Thai. You can box. You can do jiu-jitsu. Hell, CrossFit has self-defense now. But anything is better than nothing. But then the degrees of what that is get, I think, a little bit better. For me, the foundational martial arts are always the best to start. Wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. Yep. You step up against a guy that has a little bit of knowledge in any one of those, they're a pain in the ass. Yep. And then let alone if he has a little bit in all of them, or he's really good at one of them, just kiss your ass goodbye. You're going to sleep.
Yep. Yep. You've heard me say the same exact thing, actually.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu. I always say start with jiu-jitsu. The reason is you already have a natural defense for someone trying to strike you, and that is run away. If you're coming at me and you got a knife or whatever, I'm going to run from you.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's defense. I'm being defensive. I'm running
fast.
away from you. That sucks.
No, I'm saying like if somebody came, I'm 100% agreeing with you. I was like, hey, bro, give me your wallet. I was like, got to catch me first.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Unless you have something that travels a few
the
thousand
only
feet per
reason you
second.
have to defend yourself is if I grab a hold of you, and now you've got to know how to grapple, some kind of grapple, right? You got to be able to get out of that, and so that's why I say start with jiu-jitsu, and then for me boxing only because I think it's easier to learn than Muay Thai.
Yeah,
and you want to learn a little bit of basic striking, and then Muay Thai and wrestling. I mean, you can just start getting into them too. But there's the beautiful thing is in America right now, there's all these places to train. There's a jiu-jitsu school in every corner,
city.
Every corner. Yeah. I mean, I live in San Diego, so I guess it's actually completely out of control here. Yeah. I could have taken you on a tour of like 74 totally legit jiu-jitsu places in San Diego. And now they all have Muay Thai. They all have boxing. They all have, I mean, everyone's doing everything. Yeah. And so...
What do you think about like the self-defense oriented martial arts?
So would you be talking about like Krav Maga?
Yeah.
I think those are good augments. So I think once you have a base of jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, and Muay Thai, then I think, cool, now learn some Krav Maga because they're going to start looking at weapons. They're going to start looking at knives. I think it's good, but I think from the beginning, I would rather invest my time in the big four.
Yep. I 100% agree. Get the foundational pillars.
Right.
Then you can build anything you want on that.
Speaking of that, there's someone that asked about SD response. I'd like to hear more about SD response. And if Jocko is going to be involved.
At lunch today, he took me to barbecue. And I was like, dude, you have to come to one of these. He's like, I do these. And I was like, I know, but ours are fun. And they're in Texas. Then when we're done, we'll hop in a helicopter and go play.
You lured me down to Texas like 47 times today.
I know. It's going to happen.
Like everything that I like. Food, shooting, working out, jiu-jitsu, machine guns. I mean... Yeah, I said I might not come back once I get down there.
We'll take a camera and we'll film most of it, and you're gonna see Jocko. Like, we're gonna hook him into the side of a little bird, and so people get mad sometimes when I talk about hunting. Until you come and do it, shut your face. The farmers there pay us to either exterminate the animals or. When you're going to come and stay at my house, we're going to eat elk. Yeah. We're going to eat bison. We're going to eat some remarkable bear.
Nice.
And not a lot of wild pig because the pig there tastes like toilet.
Well, I get mad when you talk about hunting because I want to be doing it instead of you. Talk about because the people that might not know about the SD response thing, the sheepdog response,
response.
That's all about.
So sheepdog, it was a phrase coined by Colonel Grossman, and he used it as this metaphor that you got the sheep, which is like the normal people. And they just kind of cruise around eating grass and living their lives, and they're naive about the predators that are out there. Then you have the wolves, and those are the things that want to eat the sheep. Grass doesn't taste good when you got canines. These things right here. Mm-hmm. And so the wolves want to eat the sheep, and there's nothing that would stop them. And this is in the reality of kind of, I think, the millennial generation is we got a bunch of sheep. If like the sheep wore really tight pants, flannels, had beards, and never carried an axe before, didn't know how to change the oil, didn't know how to break down a gun, didn't know how to clean an animal, let alone kill it. If those were the sheep, then that's what we have. The thing that separates them is the sheepdog. And the sheepdog is genetically more similar to the wolf than anything else. It has the same natural instincts. The only difference is that it likes sheep. Not dead or blood in their mouth. It likes keeping the sheep alive. So that's what sheepdog is. We give people skills to make them be the hardest person somebody ever tries to kill. So if you're going to go and get in a gunfight with somebody that's come from a sheepdog course, you better be damn good. If you think you're going to go hands-on and start tussling with a guy or a lady that's finished sheepdog, better plan on it being bloody and violent. Because when they come and the way they finish that course, we have requirements for you to finish that course. People are afraid of their own blood, but not one of our students. They've seen it, and they've seen it on top of the person that they're training with, and it's not this frightening thing. It's like, cool, the fight just got started. So that's what it is. It's we're putting confidence and technique and skills into people about being hard to kill.
Yeah. And I took a look at some of the videos and stuff, and it's something that people have been actually asking me for, and I'm in the process of setting it up. But I think that the videos I saw looked awesome. And, you know, anybody that can get to one of those courses, no matter where you are, because it'll cover anybody on the spectrum, right? Like I could go and I'm going to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And someone on the complete other end of the spectrum, like Echo, could go.
It's not true.
So I bring guys like Jake Sines, Alex Acosta, Tim Budo, Blake Hayes. So just in that group, we have a couple of professional competitive shooters. Yep. So every time I do one,
you're getting better.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Like I'm training with Alex Acosta. Like,
right. But my point was, you have women that never shot a gun before in that classroom. Is that right?
Yeah. Both our first two. We've only done 2 civilian classes. We've been doing military and law enforcement for a minute, and we're like, man, we it's unfair in this society that we're at now. It's sad that we have to give the things that you know. I think it would be a huge disservice for you not to share the wisdom like you do to a society that is now vulnerable. So that was like, it's selfish for us not to do this, and it's, I think, inhumane. So when our first 2 civilian courses, both courses had people that had never shot a gun before. Now, I'm not encouraging you to come to a sheepdog course if you've never shot a gun before, because it ends up being a huge pain in the butt for us, because then I have to put somebody with you the whole entire time, and that instructor could have been used to help other people get better, so it's a little bit selfish. So if you're going to come to a sheepdog course, I'm not going to say no. You know, you got to learn this stuff to stay alive. You have people on trains that just walk out of bathrooms with machine guns. They go to a Christmas party in San Bernardino and start mowing people down. You're like, this is a different era.
Right.
Like we can't.
And the cops and law enforcement cannot be everywhere all the time.
No.
And what's the average response time in America? 4 minutes, 6 minutes, and that's if you're in like a night in a city with a lot of cops in it. You go out in some rural area.
Yeah,
you're
6
talking
minutes. We're talking like 20.
Yeah. So you are, like it or not, here's the reality: you are your first line of defense, and you might be your only line of defense. So invest in yourself and learn some skills.
If you got money and you're going out there and you're buying a $2,000 gun, don't buy a $600 gun and then come spend $1,400 and train with you. You know, go play with Jocko. You know, like you need a $500 gun and a $100 sight,
right?
Until you get to a pretty high level. You know, like stop wasting your money.
Get the skills. Get the skills. Well, I think that thing sound awesome, and I'm sure I'll be doing something with it, having my good times.